pregnancies, I had a scare. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, it'll be fine. It'll work itself out. And then you get slapped with the, oh, the only way your baby's going to be okay is if she has open heart surgery. And then, like, God is like, sit down, you know? But I believe, this sounds, like, weird, but I believe he chose Wiley for a reason.
Yes, he's that God. I just was saying before you came on the interview with my TikTok family, I was saying that, you know, TOF babies are angels.
Yes.
They're angels. They're different in that way. And when I think of an angel and what I think an angel is, I think of a TOF child. So I do agree with you on that. God chooses specific ones.
Yeah, and it sounds weird to say because, you know,
it's not weird. It's not weird, my friend. It's not weird, girl.
For a normal parent, I guess you would say,
I got you.
Deal with this, they would be like, how can you sit there and be like, oh, God chose my daughter or my son, you know? Like, how can you say, oh, God chose her? This little girl has more fight than I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yes, I believe it. I know.
Like, when she went through everything, she's what kept me going.
Right.
She's there looking lifeless, laying in a hospital bed with tubes and wires, but yet I looked to her to help me.
Right.
It was just, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
Right.
But I'm thankful. Please stop, Madeline. But I'm very thankful that God put me in that situation to appreciate, like, when things aren't so great.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Because all my other 4 pregnancies, I was a diabetic or I had high blood pressure and that was it, you know?
Right.
And so to, like, just be thrown into that, like, oh, yeah, okay, hold on, sorry. Kids. So then just to be put as a heart mom and to be in that situation and watch your child fight yet thrive at the same time was just incredible.
Yeah, it is incredible. And so what hope would you say, first of all, how old is your daughter?
Wiley, you want to say hi?
Please, let's say hi to Wiley.
Say hi.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you're mad.
Oh, she's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing her.
Thank you.
That is so wonderful.
I'm very happy right now. But, yeah, I think the hardest part of the journey, because when Wiley was 3 days old, well, first, I had her June 28th.
Okay.
Emergency C-section. And then you don't get to enjoy your baby.
Right.
You don't get to sit there and have that, I don't know if it's the same where you live, but here they call it the golden hour.
Right. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so, you know.
The bonding.
Yeah, the skin to skin.
Right.
I didn't have that golden hour. I'm sorry.
I didn't have it either.
So I didn't have the golden hour. I didn't, and before I actually met Wiley, like 2 days after I had her, while I was pregnant, I stopped myself from being able to bond with her, to feel that motherly connection. And everybody is like, oh, why are you like that? Why are you like that? And I'm like, anything can happen. Right. You know, say she's born and her heart's way worse than they assumed. Right. And I'm like, oh, well, you can't think like that. And I said, and I didn't think I would be, a mother of a heart child to begin with. Right. So I didn't want to be naive to the fact that, you know, it does happen. Right. And they're like, oh, it's only like a 3% chance that they'll pass away when they're born. Well, how many families did they think would not be the 3%? And then you end up being that 3%. Right. So it's like you can't just go in on, oh, heart surgery, boom, she's going to be fixed. No, that's not how it works. Right. So I finally got to see her when she was 2 days old, and when I held her, like, I felt an immense amount of love.
Good.
And, like, it was good to know that I did have that bond that I was afraid that I didn't make with her.
Right.
I was just afraid to let myself feel it.
Right.
So then, at 3 days old, she had to go in for a heart catheterization. Her pulmonary valve was like this. It's supposed to be like, that, but it was like very closed off. No access to it at all. So they took the heart catheterization, they took the little laser in, and they nicked her heart.
Okay.
So then they had to do chest compressions for like 30 seconds, if that. So then they brought her out of the OR.
I'm losing your voice. I can't hear you. Okay, there you go.
I'm sorry.
I got you back. Yeah.
I know. You got real quiet, too.
Okay, something happened just then. This electronics ain't everything.
Everybody thinks they are. I can't stand it.
I know, right? We working through it. Yeah.
So they went in, they put the shunt in that gave her one form of blood flow.
Okay.
To her lungs. Now, before we went, we were told she would be in there for a few weeks and she would get to come home.
Okay.
Well, then we learned when she got there and got the surgery that no, she had to stay there from 4 to 6 months because we lived so far away from the hospital, 2.5 hours, that she couldn't go home in case her shunt clotted. And we're like, well, there's a hospital right there, and we didn't understand why.
Right.
And I was very upset as a mom.
Right.
So then, at 3 weeks old, and they're like, your daughter's dead.
Wait a minute. Back up and say that again because you got quiet. So are you touching? Make sure you're not touching the volume thing.
Oh, I'm not.
Okay.
It's very low over here, too.
Okay, say that again because I want them to hear what you said.
Let me see if this helps at all. What part?
I want you to just say the part where you thought she was dead or something like that. Is that what you were? The part where you thought you said that she may have been dead. Is that what you were saying? Okay, it's messing up. Hold on. Leslie, I can't hear you. Hold on. Damn, I hate when that happens. Leslie?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. All right. I don't know, it keeps going in and out, but it kind of like, see, like I kind of like froze. But I see you. So you can go ahead and tell your story. Just take your time.
You might be able to hear me better if I'm in froze.
I think I'm froze on that side. I don't know what that call messed me up.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Okay, hold on one second. Somebody tried to call me, so that kind of messed me up. Hold up.
Yeah, my brother tried to call me too, so maybe that.
Yeah, that messes us up sometimes. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, yeah. Am I frozen? Dang. is a hell of an interview today, I tell you. Jeez. I'm getting hot. Get hot. Okay. We're back. We're back, girl. Very
I can
good.
hear you now.
Okay, yeah, I had to restart it. I don't know, it's something about when you get a call while you're on YouTube, it just blanks it out. But I'm not giving up today. We're gonna get this information out. So your last conversation, you said, I think you were saying something about when she died.
Yes.
Okay, we start from there.
At 3 days old, she had the BTT shunt put in to get one form of, because originally you have two forms of blood flow to your lungs.
Mm-hmm.
She had none.
Okay.
So then they opened her up, gave her the shunt, and we thought we would be able to take her home like a week later.
Mm-hmm.
And we found out we weren't. I was very upset. I was one hormonal. I just had a baby, so I was like, I'm switching hospitals. I'm having her transferred. You know, I was doing too much in my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And then God was like, sit down. This is why.
Right.
She was 3 weeks old. They called every day to do check-ins.
Mm-hmm.
They called that morning around. She was 3 weeks old. They called every day to do check-ins.
Mm-hmm.
They called that morning around need to get here.
Wow.
Hearing that as a mom, I thought I felt alone just going through what I went through.
Uh-huh.
But then getting that call, I really felt alone. Like,
oh yeah.
Scared. Like, you don't, you know?
Right.
Nobody wants to hear that.
You right.
So, yeah.
And could you pause there? What was that moment for you? That very moment when you got that very moment. Let's talk about that. How did that feel?
I'm not sure it's a feeling that can be described.
Ooh.
Unless
Okay.
you yourself.
It's numb. You felt numb?
I felt numb. I felt defeated. Like my baby had fought so hard just in the 3 weeks that she was alive. And it was like, why her? You know, you go
right.
to the, why her? Why my daughter?
Right.
And I just, it's very indescribable.
Right.
Unless you've been in that situation, because you hear, oh, you know, I'm trying to.
Well, I understand, and I don't want to, I know what you're going through because, of course, I was there. I know exactly what you're going through. But I just wanted you to, if you could, if you could. The reason why I asked that is because this interview is going to help another mom,
Yeah.
And so I just wanted maybe another mom might have the feelings that you felt, and I just want another mom to know that you're not alone.
Absolutely not.
No. So that's why I asked you that, but I understand the feeling. For me, it was very numb.
Yes.
And it was like I died, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Like you're literally dead alive.
Yeah. It's like your world with one phone call just came crashing in. Looking back on it now, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm very proud of myself.
You should be.
You know,
You should be.
yes, my daughter was the one who had the surgeries and went through everything. It was traumatizing as a parent to watch your baby go through that.
Right.
I never thought, then I thought I was weak. I was, weak-minded. Looking back now, I realized I was strong.
Right.
And I remained strong for my daughter.
That's right. And you are strong. God doesn't, I believe that, God does not give this. When he chose your child, he chose you also. You understand what I'm saying? Just like he chose my child, and I'm here, talking to you. He chose me too. You know what I'm saying? And so I can relate to you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely.
And you should toot your own horn, and you should pat yourself on the back, and you should treat yourself every now and then, because you are brave.
Oh, thank you.
You are. You are just as brave as your little warrior, because I know mothers who walk out on their children when they're sick.
Oh yeah.
So you were made for this. And if nobody ever told you that, I'm here to tell you that today. You were made to be her mom. You were
Oh,
made
thank
to
you.
you were made to be in the situation with her, so that she's not alone, and she's for you, so you won't be alone.
Yes, I fully believe that. Also, I want to tell moms and dads, I know a lot of kids, you have to go to a special children's hospital. It's far away. Work, life, you can't always be there.
Right.
One of the worst feelings for me is when I walk through my front door without my baby. That,
Yeah,
I
that
think,
hurts. That hurts. Yeah.
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 Walking through that door and everybody was like, oh, congratulations. And it's like, for what,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I get what they were saying.
Yeah. But they weren't in your shoes, to
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
But to all moms and dads who are going through this, you are not alone. It's okay to feel like you want to give up, like the world hates you, like, it's okay to have all the not so great feelings that come along with being a heart mom or dad.
Right.
But you're definitely not alone at all.
Right.
I am always here if anybody needs to reach out, because I remember being in that hospital and feeling, even though my husband at the time was there with me, I still felt so alone.
Right. Right.
He watched, oh, that's my daughter. She has a heart condition. Me, that's my daughter that I grew, that I nurtured.
I can relate to you on that, because with my daughter's father, it was horrible for me, because he had this thing where he was in such denial. Like, my daughter is not going to die. Like, my daughter is not sick. You know what I mean? And he literally did not support me at all. He never went to the hospital. He never wanted to accept it. And it was the weirdest, most hurtful thing for me. And I still had to press on. And this was my husband. Like, this is our child. You see me at the hospital days at a time. I'm telling you what's going on. And this man, he literally blanked it completely out. And I really believe that had a lot to do with my divorce from him, because, when she died, he really flipped it. Because then it was like, I miss my daughter. I didn't take the time. I should have listened to her mom. I should have been there. So I basically told him, you go your way and I'm going to go mine, because I can't deal with this. Because when I was dealing with it, you should have been with me dealing with it. I'm not dealing with this now that she's gone. Now I have to deal with the fact that I don't have her on earth with me. So girl, I can relate to you so much.
I wish you couldn't, but I'm glad I'm not alone.
Oh, you're not alone, sweetheart. And guess what? Me and you are not alone. Okay?
No.
Me and you are not alone. And that's why we're here. We're telling our stories together and sharing, so that other families, because I have fathers and mothers together that are truly dealing with it, unlike our story. But it's hard, and we're definitely not alone, and that's why these interviews are important. Your information is important. So tell me a little bit about what she's like right now as a child.
Well, I don't know if you can see her, but
That's
she's
her.
there.
Okay, girl. Look at the little woman.
Right now, she is doing amazing. When she passed away, because it took them 28 minutes to bring her back when she got the clot in her shunt,
Uh
and
huh.
then she was put on ECMO,
Okay.
life support through her neck.
Okay.
Well, when that happened, she had a little blood on the brain.
Okay.
Hi. She had a little blood on the brain, so she had 5 seizures within an hour.
Okay.
So now I've noticed, like, she's 6 months behind kids her age.
Okay.
She can start walking
And what makes you determine that?
because, well, I feel like I'm an expert. I have so many kids.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm just kidding. No,
Okay.
like when she was, most, kids start walking at a year old.
Mm-hmm.
She was a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Right now she's 2.5, and she's just now starting to say words, like more words than mom and
Okay.
dad.
Okay. Okay. I got you.
But don't let her fool you. This is one smart cookie over here. She may not
Right.
be able to
Right.
talk, but she
So,
understands
right.
everything.
And her activity, like, what is her activity like?
Oh, she's like a normal 2.5-year-old.
Okay.
She's doing very well, very well.
Okay.
A lot of people don't even know, that she
Right.
had anything
Has
wrong with her.
That's good. That's good. That's
Yeah, I
good.
want her to be known as Wiley,
Right.
the girl who was good at softball, or
Right.
really smart, or, I don't want her to be known as, oh, there's the girl that has the heart condition.
Right.
I think the
Absolutely.
worst thing we can do is put limitations on our children that have, special needs or medical problems. The
Right.
worst we can do is define what they will do with their life.
Right. Absolutely.
And I feel like after everything she went through, she could take on the world.
Right.
And I want her to know
That's true.
that Tetralogy of Flow is just a title. It's not the definition of Wiley.
Right. Right.
So that's what I want her to know as she gets older.
Right. And that's exactly what it will be. It will be just like that, because I'm interviewing a family with a 17-year-old tomorrow, and he's in sports. He's driving a car, like he's living a normal life. And if it wasn't for his mother to tell him he can't do this or can't do that, he'll try anything.
Yeah, and
So, yeah.
that's another thing. I don't want other people, to tell Wiley, oh, you can't do that. You can't do
Right,
this.
right, right, right,
Ain't nobody gonna tell my baby she can't do nothing.
right,
No
right.
way. Why? Do
Exactly.
you want to say hi? Say hi. Oh no.
Hi,
The only issue.
beautiful. She's so pretty.
Thank you.
Well, I'm loving Hi, beautiful.
The only
I'm loving it.
issue.
I'm loving it. I'm gonna send Wiley definitely a teddy bear. I told you that,
Oh,
because
thank
that's
you.
that's what I do. I send all Tetralogy of Fellow babies teddy bears, and I'm gonna have something in there for you too. And I do
No,
have your
don't do that.
information already. Oh yes, I am. That's what I do. And it's just to put a smile on your face. That's my goal. That's what I do. And God
You
will.
reaching out and letting me share my story and let other moms and dads know they aren't alone, that's more than enough for me. Because I know what it
Thank
felt like
you.
going to bed every night feeling like I was the only one that knew what I was going through, and I wasn't.
Right.
I definitely
Right.
wasn't.
And
I will.
my biggest question to you today is, and this is definitely a good question. How are you?
I'm good.
That's
I'm
good.
good. If you would have asked me that same question 2 years ago, I probably just would have started bawling.
That's all right. That's progress.
It's empty. I just would have started bawling. But
Yeah.
now, I also noticed, like, with my other kids, before if they got hurt, I was, like, bawling. Like, when my son had to get tubes in his ears, I cried the night before. I cried when he was done. But now if something happens to my kids, I'm like, it's okay. We'll
Right.
figure it out. Like, I
Right.
don't panic.
Right.
And I don't scare them. Like, I
Right.
know, figure it out. Like, I
Right.
don't panic.
Right.
And I don't scare them. Like, I
Right.
know.
Okay.
So, all the doctors are like, she's so tiny. And I'm like, well, I don't know what she eats.
Right.
But yeah, and if I could tell myself, me 2 years ago, if I could talk to her now,
Right.
I would tell her it's okay to go through the emotions.
Right.
Let yourself feel. Let
Right.
yourself be scared.
Right.
But reach out. Even if my problem was, I wouldn't reach out to anyone because I was like, they don't know what I'm going through. Even though they don't know what you're going through, they're still going to be there.
Right.
Like,
That's right.
reach out. Don't hold it in. It's okay to not be okay.
That's it. That's what I tell people all the time. It's okay to not be okay. It is.
Absolutely.
It really is because, life is lifing, you know, and life is different for so many people. And your story is not my story. And it's okay. It is really okay.
Yeah.
I just love it. Is there anything that you left out that you can share that you think we left out?
Like along her journey?
Yeah.
Yeah. She developed a stomach infection.
Okay.
So any moms or dads, if you're going through this right now, check your baby's poop.
Okay. Okay.
But check your poop.
Okay.
Wiley had just the little slightest blood in her poop.
Okay.
And for normal parents, you're like, oh, a little bit of blood. With her, she got this nasty stomach infection. She couldn't eat.
Okay.
She was just on TPNs and liquids in her medicine. So then that went away, and then it came back again. So she went 3 weeks without eating.
Okay.
And then they said if it were to happen again, they would just do her surgery early, her full heart repair.
Right.
And then, but it's okay. I'm so sorry. It's okay. But they said if the stomach infection came back, they would wait for a third time. They would wait till it cleared up, and then they would go ahead and do her surgery early.
Okay.
Well, 2 days before she turned 2 months old, I got a call, and they said her stats are dropping. We have to do. They were worried that she was gonna clot again and go into cardiac arrest.
Okay.
And they said if that happened, her heart probably wouldn't be able to stand going through that again.
Wow. Wow.
So they made the decision to 8 o'clock that next morning do her full heart repair at 2 months old.
Okay. So she had a full. I didn't know that. Okay. So she had a full heart repair at 2 months.
Yeah, and you're supposed to get in between 4 to 6 months because at 2 months old, her heart was the size of a strawberry.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
But yeah.
And they were able.
Worried.
Wow. Technology. Wow.
Yeah. And it was so nice. The doctor, she got to come home the day she turned 3 months old. So the doctor who actually did both of her surgeries, the one with the shunt and the full heart repair, she was walking the halls and she saw we were leaving, and she came in and she looked at Wiley and just tears filled her eyes. And I started crying, and I was like, thank you. My daughter is here because of you.
Right.
And all the doctors, and they definitely don't get the credit they deserve.
Oh yeah. But, I mean, we can't thank them enough, And unfortunately, my daughter's not here, but I still, thank her doctors that she lived that long, and I thank the Lord that she didn't even have one surgery, not one, in the 2 years. So, I'm grateful. And like you were saying, people look at us crazy because we're thankful. Someone would say, well, why are you thankful your daughter's not here anymore? I'm thankful for the time I spent with her. I'm
Yeah.
thankful of what didn't happen. I'm thankful because it always could be worse.
Yes.
And again, like you said earlier, if you're not in our shoes, you can't walk in them.
Nope.
You know,
They aren't your size.
there aren't your size, so you can't walk in my shoes. You can't tell me what you think, would be best for me when you're not me and you're not going through what I'm going through. Um, and so in that moment of, see, and that's another thing that you shared with someone else, look out for the little things, because for me, it was when my daughter would get a cold
Yeah.
or something would set in, they immediately have to go to the hospital.
Oh yeah.
Immediately. Like anything that happens with your child, and if you have a blue baby, definitely take them to the emergency room. Definitely do not play with the blue baby. Did your baby turn blue at all?
No, I do know, like her hands and feet. She has very poor circulation in her hands and feet,
Uh
so
huh.
her hands and feet turn purple
Okay. Purple,
just
blue,
from
kind of the
poor
same. Yeah, 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 yeah.
from the poor circulation. I will say though, by the grace of God, though, since she has been home when she was 3 months old, she's only been hospitalized one time.
Amen for that. That's very good because that is hard on the parents. That is so
Yeah.
hard on parents. Is she on any medications? Because my daughter was
No.
on latex.
Well, she came home at 3 months old on no heart medication
Oh wow,
at
that's
all.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did come home on seizure meds, but she was on
Okay.
Keppra. I don't know
Okay.
if you've ever heard of Keppra. She was
No.
on Keppra.
Okay.
But she's had one seizure since she had the cluster of seizures, and that's her temperature got too high and she had a fever seizure.
Okay.
But other than that,
Okay.
she's amazing.
Very good, very good. And I thank you for this interview. I really do, because I'm not playing about awareness this year. And
Yeah.
with you and I and all of the other mothers, we just going to keep talking about it. And I want you to know that for me, talking about it and raising awareness helps me mentally.
Yeah.
So I want you to even take on and be a part of my team of raising awareness to Tetralogy of Fallot. I know you in Pennsylvania and I'm in Georgia, but baby, we can do it together and make a real loud noise. So,
Absolutely.
I will be staying in contact with you. I want you to, uh, on your social media platforms, I want you to start posting Tetralogy of Fallot, Tetralogy of Fallot. Like, start learning more things. Like me, I'm learning through Google, I'm learning through YouTube. Like, I'm learning so much about Tetralogy of Fallot. And we together can get this word out and make it loud, very loud. So I'm
Absolutely.
going to ask you, would you be a part of my Tetralogy of Felon mom team?
Absolutely. I would be honored.
Well, thank you. I want you to be a
Thank
part of
you.
it, and I'm going to give you more information. Of course, we're going to stay in touch, but I feel like in numbers we can do this, because I am sick of every time I say Tetralogy of Felon, no one knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sick of that. So we gonna let them know we're coming, we're here, and we're not going
Yes.
nowhere, okay?
I
Because
love that.
just like my daughter's not here, that doesn't stop me. That makes me go
She's
even
here.
harder. Oh yes, she is. She's right here, and
Yeah.
so that makes me go even harder. You understand? And I'm just glad that this year that I am being accountable for what I say, and just knowing you the little short time that I have and talking to you, and that alone is a sign that this is
Yes.
what we're supposed to be doing.
This is your why, as you always
This is
say.
my why. You are my why, exactly. And I just thank you so much for this time. The enemy, and another confirmation is, when the enemy tries to block you, that's when you know you're supposed to be doing something. We were
Yeah.
supposed to do this interview a week ago. So much came, I'm talking about so much came at me that I couldn't
Yeah.
even get to you. But look at us today. God is good. You know what I mean?
And now,
And
now
that
you're
just
stuck
lets,
with me.
that's right. And that just lets me know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm going to keep
Absolutely.
showing up. When nobody else shows up, I'm going to keep showing up. Because it
Even
ain't
if it
about the
feels
world.
like Even if it feels like you aren't making a difference, you are, because there was another woman on my timeline on Facebook. She's a few years younger than me, but she's my friend on Facebook. And her baby was just born with a heart condition. Not the same one,
Right.
but it felt good to be able to reach out and say, you're not alone.
That's right. And I say that because I get that question. Well, do you talk to people that just have TOF? No, I talk to whoever wants to get their story out.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to get their story out. Because how dare I say no?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
sense would that make?
absolutely.
Like, no, I'm not. No, whoever wants to talk, because what I learned is talking about this thing that is on my heart is healing my heart at the same time.
Yeah.
And I believe communication and having someone to talk to matters. So thank you so much, Leslie. And I have your information. Your Cash App, your Chime will be available. I'm gonna look back to this video and put the things that needs to go. So I'm looking for people to bless your family.
Well,
Whatever,
thank you.
because God is good. You never know who heart He's going to lay upon to bless you. I've seen miracles all my life, and I know what God can do when we show up in His name. And this is all about Him. So,
Amen.
we're going to stand. Again, thank you for joining my Tetralogy of Felon Mom team. and
Thank you. It
um
was an
and
honor.
we're gonna be in touch because I got some things we're gonna be doing this year, just to make a noise, just to let the world know that we're here. We're
Yeah.
here, and prayerfully one day, probably at the end of the year, we can get together in a room together, and I'm asking God for that. So, y'all
I'll
just
probably
have a
cry.
well, we all gonna be crying. We go look. We can't help but crying, because when God
Yeah.
do miracles, you have to cry, because that's just a normal effect when He does miracles, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for miracles from God, all up and through around this, because it's definitely Him. It's it's
Yeah.
it's definitely Him. It's not me. He's using me to do this, and I thank Him for. I thank Him that, like you said earlier, I thank God that I am someone who He can use,
Yeah.
because everybody can't talk to people. Everybody can't do this. And I
Yeah.
just thank God that He used me, and I'm obedient enough to do it. And again, it's healing my heart because it's so relatable to me. Whether it's tetralogy of fella or whatever it is, a mother that's dealing with a sick child needs someone to talk to. Period.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Just talking makes a difference.
Yes.
And so I love you, and I thank God for you and your
I love you
family, and I
too.
wish you the best. And is there anything that you want to say before we close out?
There's one thing I did forget.
Okay.
When you're going through something so significant, it's okay to laugh.
Right.
It's okay to feel like yourself once in a while. I know when Wiley passed away, it became a joke that my dad and my aunt were up there fighting over her for 28 minutes and then said, well, we got to give you back, unfortunately. So it's like, it's okay to find the good in the bad.
Right.
There's always good within the bad. And it's okay to,
Right.
live.
Right.
And
Because
I always,
you as a mother, you have to live too.
yeah,
You have to be able to smile. You do. And I thank you for sharing that. And that's going to help somebody, because that is very good, because parents who dealing with illness, children or whatever, we tend to be sad for what? like come out of it. Like you're still alive. It's a new day. We gonna this is okay. You know what I mean? Like you said earlier, it's okay to not be okay.
I learned that I have to live to help Wiley live.
Come on, somebody.
I
That's right.
I have to let her know that tetralogy of flow is just a medical term. It is not who she is.
Right. Right.
It is what she went through. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. She
Right.
fought like heck. But she's just Wiley.
Right. Right. That's right.
That's it.
Well, thank you so much, and
Thank
I'm going to
you.
have you, of course, have you back on because again, you're part of the team, so we definitely going to be doing some things together on live too, and with other mothers, because like I have a platform where we can get up to like I think 8 mothers together, and we can just kind of like have a forum.
Oh, and share each other's
Yeah,
stories.
share each other's stories together. So
That would be awesome.
you heard of Zoom, right? The Zoom.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I will be conducting like a Zoom monthly where we can get together monthly and just if we crying or laughing or whatever, sharing, just having that moment a month where okay, I'm gonna be with my girls and I'm gonna feel good, I'm gonna feel better, so
You're
that
just
type
an
of.
amazing person.
Thank you,
You
thank
really
you,
are.
thank you,
Like,
thank you.
you don't realize the difference you are making in your mistake and mothers, even fathers' lives.
Yes, yes,
You,
fathers are involved. Yes.
you are a godsend, and the world needs more people like you.
Thank you so much. That just, ooh,
It was.
that makes my heart smile. Okay, because it's not easy being me. People see me
No.
doing things, and it's not easy being me. But I think moments like that makes me just keep going. I just got to keep going.
Well, you're an amazing individual. I know your daughter is so proud of you,
Thank you.
and
Thank
just
you. Thank you so
keep
much.
fighting for us mamas out there.
All right, we gonna crush the game. A child tetralogy of felon moms. That's what we are. And
Yes, ma'am.
I'll be in touch with you for the Zoom that I'll be setting up so we can start our mother forums and just get to know other mothers and be great and share this thing out as loud as we can because numbers matter. If we
Yes,
can
ma'am.
make a loud noise, you just never know who is going to pay us some attention.
That's right.
And I'm looking forward to the miracles that's about to take place. So you have an amazing weekend and hugs to Riley, and I will be sending you all a gift really soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, have a great day.
You too.
All right. And that was Tetralogy of Fallot Speaks for today. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel to get more of Tetralogy of Fallot every Thursday and Friday here. God bless and many more.